WIIFTBP.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
The rule is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink meat.
Pink, so like it's like you see it.
Pink tip, it be pink.
And then pink on the
I
tip.
don't like.
So sometimes have a light-skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark, so it's nasty off to me.
Okay, so
I feel like it's supposed to be pink because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be dark because then I'm gonna say you dirt.
Exclusive. Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. Feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kierico. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Sexy being Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have is just Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the suspect? Ain't no luck yet. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. Woman found dead, baby cut out of her womb. I wish it wasn't true. Another woman shot down while her baby in her arms. Can somebody call a truce? This is genocide, honestly. We still remember Tasha Lee. I'm implementing new policies, trying to save the generation under me. We gotta drop the sticks and put the poles up. Your man is a weapon, you need to load up. I couldn't imagine losing one of my daughters.
Shoot, I wanna glow up. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' live to see tomorrow. No.
WIIFTBP.
Two bags eating chicken. What you wanna do? Missing? Give me that chicken, chicken. Give me that chicken, chicken. chicken. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast, Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
It's the man who always got something to say. It's your boy, Fly Swatter KJ.
We broadcasting live from WIIFTBP. What's in it for the black people? What's good, KJ? Yeah, I've been practicing that. You feel me? I was like, let me make sure I get it right. You feel me? Let me make sure I get it right. What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I hate traffic. Traffic's been killing my whole week.
Traffic, reaching for my chapstick. Hey, before we get into the show, you know what I'm saying? If you're new to the channel, come on in. Thank you for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we broadcasting live from What's in it for the black people. Make sure y'all go follow their Facebook. Make sure y'all go follow the 2VEC Podcast Facebook page. You feel me? Like, comment, follow the YouTube. You feel me? Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah,
the IG 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. You feel me? This is our Thursday slot. 3 to 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? We enjoying it. What's this, our third week?
Third.
Yeah. It's been a fun time. You know what I'm saying? A good vibe. You feel me? Right. Conversation's only gonna get, you feel me, better. We gonna have a couple guests coming here soon. You feel me? But welcome. Come on in. You feel me? Yeah. Go ahead. Kick it off, KJ. Man, we got some interesting topics today for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna jump right into it. You feel me?
I think. So we'll just start heavy. And then
and then we'll. It's a lot going on in the world right now.
It is a lot. So just a little heavier piece. I don't know if you guys watch soccer, but I'm a big soccer fan.
Yes, he is.
I do all the soccer. Follow everything. So I just first of all want to shout out those 3 young players who definitely faced a lot of racial discrimination towards their entire career. So let's look at this, right? England was not. It was England and Italy. Those were the 2 soccer finals for the Euro 2020, in case you don't know which game I'm talking about. So it happened last Sunday. England was not supposed to make it. People predicted France to pretty much win. So first of all, for them to be on that team and to make it that far, and England hasn't made it in 50 years, is a congratulations amongst themselves.
Huge.
Right?
Yeah.
Now let's look at the other case. Those boys are between the ages of 20 and 26. Who took the final shot. So it was a lot of other people because there's 11 people who play. Out of the 11
that's even older. I thought it was 24, but go ahead.
No, 26. Okay. Sancho's 26.
Okay, gotcha.
Marcus Rashford's, I think it's 23, 24, and then you have Saka, who was 20. And
gotcha.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
But obviously, just what I want to say is the mistreatment of black people across the world is disgusting. As we look at that, and so we have these kids pretty much, and it was adults on the field, and so what happened was 2 of the white players scored the penalty kick because it went down to a penalty kick. 2 of the white players scored the penalty kick, and the 3 black people didn't score. It's
missed.
Unfortunate, they missed. Or the goalkeeper, the goalie stopped 2 of them.
He stopped 2 of them. That one miss was pretty bad, but still, go ahead, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. It was just tough. It was a tough miss.
It was tough.
I'll put it that way.
I mean, with so much on the line, though,
Fair.
at the age of 20 or 23 or 26, let's see what the mistakes we've made. But to be criticized by an entire country when I had no chance of possibly being there, period, I think is more disgusting than anything, period.
Yeah, they went crazy.
Mentioned to talk about.
Yeah.
So it was pretty sick for what had happened with them in my perspective. Go ahead.
So just imagine the scrutiny that they received just from that one game. It was almost kind of like, because I'm pretty sure, and you can attest to this a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure they got scrutinized throughout the whole season just from being the color that they are, playing on that team.
I mean, so England has faced. So this is where it goes back to me saying it's a universal hatred for black people.
Okay.
Right? Because England has faced several discrimination issues in soccer itself, right? So as far as calling people monkey or making monkey noises. When
throwing
you're
bananas and shit.
When you're doing something like a penalty kick or when you're doing something important for your team or when you go to the corner to kick the ball into the middle of the field, if you're a player of color, it's a group of usually white people who are making these noises and these references because all it takes is a little alcohol, right? A little liquid courage. And
bring it all out.
It all just comes up and you're using all these racial slurs and everything that you're so comfortable using. which is it's just disgusting within itself, right? And so we look at it, and it's like where we've come from, and nothing's really changed. And it may look different here, and it may not be as bad as it is there as it is here, but it's just a universal call, right? And so like look at what's going on in Florida still, right? They made a law because Black Lives Matter protested. So they came up with this law. DeSantis decided to create this entire law, no protesting, no this, no that, and now it's the issue of Cuban, right? And so now they're fighting, and they're, you know, for their country, they're fighting for their rights, they're doing what they're doing for Cuba, and now they're running on they're doing the exact same thing that Black Lives Matter were doing. And they're being cheered on by the cops. They're being cheered on by the governor and everybody else. Oh, it's their right. Oh, it's their right for this. Oh, it's their right for that. Where was all of that when?
And this is in Florida.
This is in Florida. And this was, I think, yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. Now, this is not to drive a wedge in between us and like Cuban people or anything like that, but it's just a disdain of color because that's all it is. They're lighter than what we are. And so now they're not a threat. And it's just gross to see shit. To see shit like that.
It's always that way, though, you know? And I think even, man, like, and it's tough, right, being that young, right? Like, when shit like that, I wouldn't even want to play for them no more. Just going back to the whole soccer thing.
I mean, so
like,
it's the country.
It's
not even. So the more disgusting part about it is that the Prince William is someone who oversees what happens for day-to-day, like, soccer operations and the control of the state. It took them so long to make a statement, even within that, right? Because of the fact of, like, you don't want to show support behind these people. So my whole thing was that it was like, what of these young men? I know they grew up in England, but they have natural roots. So they are pretty much second generation, and maybe some are even first generation. They actually came there to this country, right? And now they're playing for England. So 9 times out of 10, they grew up in England. They got drafted. They moved there. They've been playing there for a long time. They came up throughout these ranks. But they played for the top teams. EPL, which is the European League.
Yeah.
Right. So they usually play for those. Now, this is a country situation. So imagine if you are an American playing somewhere else and you're the top American. So, like, let's say LeBron James, right? Play for Team USA. And then he misses the final free throw that could have won us the gold Olympics, right? And now everybody is calling him out of his name. And it's so much racial issues over that. And that's the kind of the soccer approach to what's happening right now that's they're going through if you were to build some type of correlation between it.
It's out of hand. At the end of the day, it's always been out of hand. And I think the biggest thing that I got from it, and I was telling you this other day, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised by it. I didn't think that they would go as crazy as they did from a social media standpoint, because then it's like, now these young guys gotta like live with this first and foremost, and it's just like, and it's probably ain't even the first time they ever missed a penalty kick. You know what I'm saying? It's just the significance of the game, which made it even more significant that they missed those, and then on top of them missing those, they black, and then you feel me. So it was a snowball effect downhill. Not to excuse, you feel me, the people of England or wherever. You know, it's just something that we can never escape as black people. But I enjoy continuing to see people's true colors come out, even when they are influenced by, you know, liquor or whatever you want to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show how people really truly feel about you as an individual and the color of your skin and et cetera, et cetera. But that's all I'll say on it. What you think about their coach though? Super random. I heard somebody talking about they coach and how incompetent he is, and if he was a better coach, 9 times out of 10, something like that probably wouldn't have even happened, et cetera. You know more about it than I do.
I mean, the coach has nothing to do with what happened on the field. I mean, the coach picked the players. I think what happens with the coach is that people were upset with the lineup itself.
Yeah. I think that's what people were talking about.
Who actually played, right? And so let's think about this. You've had 50 years of coaches that you liked. The one coach that you don't like is the coach that got you to the finals. Is that
that's
really
interesting.
a bad coach?
That's interesting.
Like, that's the question. Is that really a bad coach? I mean, the coach is not really a preferable coach. There's a lot of coaches that people don't like. But at the end of the day, let's think about it. You've been missing this finals championship for 20 years. would the other coaches have gotten out quicker than as expected? Because I had them out in the first round. I put money on it. They were out in the first round. I had friends going the entire way.
You lost bread.
So, I mean, it wasn't that much, but
you lost bread.
yeah, betting on it. I lost. They messed up my little bracket thing that I had.
No, it's fair. I mean, you definitely had me doing my soccer homework. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't I'm still not a huge soccer fan. It's crazy. This is all different. Nah, it's the same.
The curtains are
got you. I'm like, this is all different. Okay, so look, so I'm glad we was able to kind of touch on that, but let's stay. I got another topic I want to kind of talk about. The one I saw this. I think this was on IG or something like that. And Shine, remember Shine?
Yeah.
What type of bad boy type of be banging the street? Yeah. You feel me? He obviously, we know what happened with Shine. If you hip hop fan, and the whole bad boy thing and him, you feel me, etc. I don't need to get into it. If you don't know, you should probably go look it up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So anyway, I saw an interview with him on I can't remember what platform it was on, but anyway, he was on. Somebody posted an interview he did, and he had made a statement basically, and I want to kind of, you feel me, hone in on this statement that he made and just kind of talk about it a little bit more. He said, do we live in a society where we condemn people to their past? Do we not allow for redemption? Do we not allow for rehabilitation? So when that whole thing happened, and so he was kind of talking about how, like, from a worldly viewpoint, that's the only scenario that people have ever seen his, like, worst mistake or whatever the case may be. And he was hella young, like, you know what I'm saying, and he paid his dues and did his time for whatever that scenario was.
I mean, it's a lot of stories to the Shine situation as well, because they say he copped out to something that allegedly Diddy was involved with, and he just took the fall for it.
To each his own, like, but either way, he still did his, he
did his time.
You know what I'm saying? So he was kind of talking about, and so I wanted to, when I heard that, I jotted it down because I was like, oh, this is an interesting topic, because I personally feel like we do live in a society where we condemn people to their past. How do you feel about that? We'll do that one first. Do you think we live in a society where we condemn people to their past?
I mean, if that's their record, though.
I mean, that's fine.
That's the record. Though.
That's fine.
Like, if you have a record of not showing up on time, why would I ever expect you to be on time?
Okay, so let's just use Shine example. Fair. Okay, like, let's just use his. You feel me? Him. You feel me? Doing what he did, and he that's been his only, you feel me, scenario of him having some sort of, like, bad stain on his name. You know what I'm saying? And then he's come out and.
Is it though?
I mean, I think that was like the biggest one, like, what I'm saying.
But the biggest versus the only, I think, is a big.
Well, these are his words. He said that was his only, like, thing that people have ever. Okay. You feel me? His only offense that people have ever, like, you know what I'm saying. And so, using him as an example, like, we kind of never saw Shine again. Like, after that, we kind of never really. Musically, we never really saw him again. Period. I don't think.
Not after the trial was done.
Right. So musically, we never really saw him again. So, do you think that played a part in people condemning him for his past? Like, people never really fully giving him another opportunity to do music, do whatever. Like, I don't know what him and Diddy had worked out. I'm pretty sure they had something worked out where he was taken care of when he got out.
We
you know what I'm saying?
We can't. Really
I would hope so.
I mean, let's think about it though. Like, let's look.
I've heard things.
Let's look at Diddy's record though, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Look at Diddy's record. He's known for not paying his artists who are not in jail. Mm-hmm. Everybody sued. Busta Rhymes sued him. The Lock sued him. Mary J. Blige had to sue him. Like, these are top artists that he refused to pay. Period. Flat out.
I think Diddy only really invested as much as he should have invested in all his artists. I think Biggie was the only one he fully, like, took the time to truly, like, invest in and pay and do all of this. If you really think about it, like, look at whole what was
Shine been out of jail.
Okay.
Yeah, Shine out of jail. Shine
he out.
He's a congressman, I believe.
Something like that.
And
yeah.
Released because after his record, like he couldn't get a job in the
that's
U.S.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so they deported him back to Belize.
Right.
During the Trump era, and now he's a congressman. So like his fate pretty much ended up for the better.
That's fair.
Out of everyone else. You
so
know
so we do live in a society where we condemn people to their past. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
No, we live for what? Say it again.
Do we live in a society where we condemn people to their past?
Oh, for sure. I mean, what do you want me to say? No, like
no, I'm just I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Hold on. So to the comments.
Yeah, read some comments. I'm just asking.
He pulled out the Prince William thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I haven't even read the Prince William article, but I'll definitely check this out. But at the end of the day, like Prince William has been very quiet when it comes to EPL, and he's only really made announcements. Although he is the top person to talk about discrimination and everything else that comes to not Major League Soccer, that comes to English Premier League soccer.
You would think he would say a little bit more because of who his wife is, right?
It affects.
I'm just saying.
I mean, but you would think he would say that a little bit more, and he would say something or get his organization to try to at least, because if you look at the English Premier League, most of the dominant players are players from Africa, like from Senegal or from Egypt. Like all of the stars I have in my head that plays in the English Premier League right now, specifically. So we're not talking about Ronaldo, because Ronaldo plays in Series A. We're not talking about Messi or like the Barcelona teams, or not even France. We're talking about specifically English Premier League. All of those players, majority, are black players from Africa. They're not always native from England.
Okay.
With that in mind, right? So like if you look at like Sancho, you look at Marcus Rashford, like they grew up there, but they have Jamaican ties, like strong Jamaican ties.
Okay.
Like Raheem Sterling, they have traditional Jamaican roots.
Unlike
Unlike us in America, they have a place where they know they can actually go.
Fair.
Which means that they can actually go home and play for these teams because they represent this nationality as well. If we took all of those players out of Europe and they play for their home teams, what would these teams look like is the question I've been talking to all my soccer friends about.
White as fuck.
I mean, but they will not be as good.
No, that too. Because I mean, you know, we dope. We talk
always dominate.
Yeah, I think they should do that.
Because like soccer, you have Sadio Mane, you have I'm not even gonna name all the players because nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm getting educated right now, y'all. So you feel me?
But these are dominant players who make the most money in the English leagues, who play for the top teams,
right?
Who everybody expect, and they score like 30 to 40 goals a season, right? And they're always working, and they're in top fit shape, and they barely get injured. If you take all of these black men and put them in their home countries, you know how hard it'd be for any white organization to win.
But look at this though. How much does money play a part in our players not being able to actually do that? Like, so those three players
they do it for their home country. They're not getting paid. 9 times out of 10, you're not getting paid to play on the national level stage. Like our Olympians, they only win gold medals, right? And they get $25,000 untaxed. That's not a lot of money.
No. So those three black players who missed two or whoever three.
It was 3.
Who missed the penalty kicks. What team do they play for?
They play for different teams.
Okay.
So Sancho plays for a German team.
Okay.
Marcus Rashford plays for Manchester United.
Okay.
And then Saka plays for Arsenal.
So they probably likely got some pretty decent contracts.
Yes.
It's safe to say that, right? They got some pretty decent contracts.
Yeah, they're millionaires.
Right.
They're definitely millionaires.
So how much of them having those contracts with those separate teams? Like, do you think we have those type of like conversations? Like, man, we should all just go back to our homeland and play for our. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think those conversations type? I just would be intrigued. I mean, but like
I feel like when you're like, so like, let's think about this as well. Like, soccer life is a lot different than here, right? They start playing and get trained to play and are scouted at the age of like 14.
Yeah, it's 15.
Crazy. So imagine playing for a professional team at the age of 15. We kind of do it in baseball because it's like, you know, you have the level before you hit the majors.
Minors.
So you have the minor leagues and then you have the major leagues. So like they're playing on serious minor league teams.
Right.
And they're showing great potential. And then they get called up to play on these teams. So at the age of 18 and 20, like you've already played like a lifespan.
Yeah, it's different. It's
like
a whole,
it's real.
It's a whole nother world.
Yeah, which is the weirdest part, because when they talk about it for America, they say it's a rich man's sport, because at the end of the day, their opportunities are free. So they get to go to the YMCA with top coaches. Imagine a LeBron James teaching your daughter's YMCA class, or like Kobe Bryant was teaching his daughter's basketball team. Like he was in control of part of that. He was the assistant coach before he became the coach of Gigi's team. These professionals doing this, and like they do this in soccer to keep their things moving on. Soccer doesn't cost that much, bro. Like the field is the most expensive thing. That ball is like less than $10. Easy.
Yeah.
And we talking about money. That is money. Easy. The same way with football, right? But football have so many more consequences, and because it's like so much more physical. I mean,
that's true.
Soccer is physical too, but at the same time, like let's think about it. Like the sport itself, it's the $15 ball, grass field, gold net that probably costs about $500 for each net.
But it's a very popular game
in the country because it's so cheap.
People definitely love soccer.
Yeah, in the countries.
Did we get any questions about the condemning people to their past thing? Because I want to go back to that.
Oh no. I just
so no, that's cool, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it because this show world. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. You feel me? But again, if you are new to, you feel me? What's up, fam? I don't know who this is on there, but if you are new to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go follow What's in It for the Black People Media on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Go follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken, our Facebook page, Two Vec Podcasts on IG. I'm a 2VEC podcast. You feel me? I do feel like we definitely live in the world. So from personal experience, right? I've definitely done some shit when I was younger that people definitely still hold like to me. You know what I'm saying? And I never did no like shine type time or no shit like that. But I definitely have done some things in my life where I know for a fact people still kind of like, you know, and I've rehabilitated and, you know, found my redemption, and people still to this day like hold those things against me. And it's like, it's almost like people want you to live in this like perfect world that will never be that, because we fantasy world. Yeah, we don't live in a perfect world. Like, and I know that some people who still hold those things against me, y'all did some shit in y'all life, I just don't know about them. They just didn't come to light. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how is it fair to treat? Now it's different, you know, case by case. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you out here raping motherfuckers and doing all that type of shit, it looks a little different. I'll be a little hesitant to, you feel me, put you on some sort of platform or talk about whatever the case may be. That looks completely different. Like, you know, if you a serial killer out here and you get out on some technicality or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody finna really be looking for you to get you no job or like, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But like using the shine thing still, like I feel like he definitely got what's the word, ostracized, did I say that right? He definitely, because he had to go all the way back to his, you feel me, his motherland, like, you know what I'm saying, where he obviously would be accepted. It's just, I don't know, it's just a weird double standard. I don't know how y'all feel in the comments, but you know what I'm saying.
Double standard as far as condemning people.
Yeah, I
think it's just a way for people to hold another levy up above you.
Yeah,
right?
But that's hard to, as a human being, as an individual, like, especially if it's something like minor, like it's hard to like brush through that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They got to really come from within who you know you are as an individual. And like, I just made a mistake. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I mean, but it's a personal recognition, but it also for other people. I'm saying I think other people hold that against you to try to make themselves feel better about whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's kind of like, oh, like, well, you know, it's like the insults when you do as a kid, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, I'm blah, blah, blah. You know, or like, I never been to jail. Like, okay, like, and like that don't make you a better person to me.
Yeah, no, you just didn't get caught. That's all. Like, you feel me? Like, I mean, I've never been to the county, but I definitely got locked up on Harrison and Kinsey before. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's a complete. I was young as fuck. Like, you feel me? And it was petty anyway. Like, they was being petty. Like, you feel me? Of course, white cops. Like, you know, it was my first offense. Like, y'all finna lock me up for a couple bags of weed, bro. Like, what y'all doing? Like, you feel me? It's some shit that's legal now. Like, you feel me? I mean, it ain't on my record no more. But it was just petty. You feel me? And it's just like, And nobody never really knew about that. My grandma never even knew I got locked up that night. Like, you feel me? And I was grown, crazy, like, you feel me? I was like 18 and I had my own crib or whatever. Like, and they let me out the next morning. But it was just petty. Y'all ruined my whole weekend, bro. Like, let me go. Like, y'all finna take me to jail for this? It was hilarious, though. I ain't even gonna tell the story. But anyway, no, I really do. I really do feel like that word redemption doesn't get enough gratification as it should, because I feel like we all should be able to redeem ourselves from, again, some shit that's not that extreme.
But it only comes in the weight of
that's what I'm saying.
The person who holds it, right? Like, you doing something minor, I can always look at it as a minor thing because I don't hold it so hard. So at the end of the day, I guess it may be, as a societal situation, we view things too harshly, depending on what they are.
Yes,
I would agree with that.
Okay, cool.
Is that all you wanted?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to. I saw that, and it was just cool to see Shine in a completely different, because I know Shine, hip hop Shine, like, you know what I'm saying, from when I grew up listening to his music, and he was all suited and glasses on, very professional, like, you know what I'm saying, and he was just a different, his demeanor, how he was talking, all of that. I just didn't exactly, like, you know what I'm saying, and it's just, I'm pretty sure he still spit like to himself, or maybe, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying. Once you have a love for something, you just got love for it. But yeah. So anyway, let's talk about your girl, man. Man. So Carrie, did you see it? So Carrie Hilson tweeted the other day, and basically I'm gonna read the tweet off, and then we gonna talk about it. So basically she said, Miss Carrie, babe. I know, right? She say, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That is our true nature. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world. How you feel about that? Want me to read it again?
Nope.
Don't read it again. You want me to read it again? You got it?
That sounds like some fuck shit. That's super fuck shit. Fuck out of here.
You want me to read it?
Fuck you. Fuck you, mean, son.
It's your girl.
I mean, it is, though.
It's your girl. So let's talk about it.
We definitely can.
Let's talk about it. I'm going to read it one more time, though, just because I want them to hear it. You feel me? If y'all didn't see the tweet, you know what I'm saying? Carrie Hilson said, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That is our true nature. The man who makes me feel safe will have the world.
So I would say this. I would talk about the end of it first, right?
Okay.
Right, because I've been on both. That's why I always say I'm purple pill.
Fair.
I've been on both sides.
Okay.
Right? How do you expect me to help you and make you feel comfortable enough if I'm not showing that I'm willing and able to take care of, therefore being alpha to show you that I can do these things, right? Like, you're not just gonna trust me to fight off the burglar if I don't show you that I can fight off the fucking burglar. If I sit in the house and I scream in a fucking scary movie, you probably gonna be like, oh nigga, we need to hide, and you hide with me because of the fact that we both will get our ass beat. You ain't even gonna trust that I can go out there and beat the burglar up or even confront him without getting my ass beat, and then you get like something, or he, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the whole joke thing when people are like, oh, somebody break in and the whole dude's like, oh, like he was like, it's the whole rape thing. Oh gosh, what was it?
Oh man, I don't know.
It was a joke though.
Okay.
And it's like this guy breaks out of prison and he's like breaks into this family home and he duct tapes the man and the woman. And he's like, where's the Vaseline? And she's like, and the dude tell the wife like, hey babe, just give him whatever he wants. Don't worry, you'll get through this. Like, things will be fine. And she's looking like, what the fuck? Like, you're not going to try to fight and defend me or even try to protect us, nigga. Like, I expect you to do this. But then the dude who breaks in the house whispers in her ear, I'm gay. And so he about to fuck the dude. And then, when he say something, when he say it, she was like, don't worry, babe. This is only a situational thing. I need you to stay strong, and you'll get through this. The same thing he told her. Oh, so, hilarious. Like, if I can't be that provider and that dominant man for you, how do you think you're gonna feel comfortable enough to even let your guard down? At the end of the day, now, do you need me to be super masculine 100% of the time? No. You may need me to be there to comfort you and help you get over something or give you the logic that you may need because you may be thinking a little bit too emotional or you may be thinking a certain way. But at the same time, like, you can't tell me that you're not going to find a dominant man attractive. It's hard for me to see right now. Out of everything, and I watch a lot of shit.
Yeah. I agree with you.
It's very hard for me to see how. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go though.
Hold on, no, because I want you to, because you went backwards, right? So you just broke that last line down. Right. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. This is our true nature.
I mean, I do think, everybody. I mean, yes, they want to be in their true nature, which is technically submissive. Yes, they want to be there, but they're not going to be there unless they find a man who makes them feel that way.
Yes.
The problem isn't the fact that men aren't making women feel that way. The problem is the fact, in my eyes, that women aren't comfortable enough to pass you the baton to lead because they don't know where you'll lead. Like the whole dude was just like, oh, give me your tax returns and I'm going to flip this, right? It happens so much that now it's like, nigga, you're not flipping this. You jagging my money off. I'm going to keep my money because I'm going to be a better boss than you are. That's what the issue is. And for her, like, what she's looking for is a dude with status and with money, right? So, like, you don't actually have to have the $500 million, but you also have to have the status to say, like, I got these connections to get us wherever you want to go right now. That's her, like, if she's single, that's her problem. She doesn't have the backing or no men like that want to attract her because...
Do you think
talk about
and let's keep going. Do you think status is misused? The word status from a relational standpoint and the worldly society, whatever that we live in right now, do you think the word status is misused? And I guess I asked that to say, when you think about status from a, whatever, male or female perspective, but we'll stick to the male perspective right now because that's the topic we on.
Fair.
What does status look like from a male's perspective? If they have status, somebody say, "Oh, you got status." What does that look like?
The networking ability to be known.
Okay.
To be known amongst who's the who's.
What if I was a manager? Do I have status?
I mean, at that job, you got status.
Okay.
But not like outside of this realm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it's not, like, for some people, it's not good enough just to be rich, right? Because being rich can buy you things, but like, I can be poor. And if I got the right connections and the right people, I can become rich, or I always have access to things that may be.
So if I know a lot of people, I got status.
If you know a lot of powerful people that can get you in the right doors, yes,
I got status. Okay,
sure.
I was just curious. Like, I feel like that word gets either misused or downplayed because when people think about status from a broader standpoint, they just really think about, like, I think they combine finances with it a lot. When you think about sometimes people don't know, well, specifically women, some women don't know how to separate actual status from, because if you ask a girl how much money does a man need to make for you? Like, and let's say I work at a fucking bank, you know what I'm saying? I'm a bank manager. You feel me? And I make maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 grand a year or something. I don't know what they make, you know what I'm saying?
Between 70 and 120.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. And she'll say to me, "Oh, that ain't good enough." And my response would be like, "Oh, okay, well, shit, you ain't trying to be a part of the program, then all right, cool." You feel me? But it's like, you get a lot of women now who set these outlandish standards for us men to have, and it gets completely like washed away what they have to bring, So I was watching and I'll get back to this, but I was watching I don't want to get too off topic. I was watching Averb the other day, and he had.
Hey, Avar is one of the dopest battle rap. If you guys like battle rap or you follow battle rap, we definitely do battle rap and chicken, and we are definitely open to like having battle rap conversations if that's what you're
Facts.
into. I'm definitely in.
That's gonna be back popping soon. But he basically did like a question, and his question was he wanted all the dudes to ask random women, "What do I get if I marry you?" Like, what do I get? What do men get, or what do I get, depending on whoever that dude was? What do I get, or what do men get?
Yo, that's the craziest thing. Because I've been, when I talk to some women, if we talk like on a deep enough level, I ask them like, what do you bring besides, like, I ask that question in a different way. What do you bring besides sex? Like, what's your offer besides sex?
It was some interesting responses.
It's such a struggle.
And I just thought it was hilarious. But anyway, this just made me think of it. But so when I first saw this tweet, I felt like I would be doing too much. Like if me and Carrie was dating, I felt like I would, and if she said this, I feel like I would be doing too much. I feel like I would have to do too much opposed from my actual self as a male, alpha male, whatever I consider myself.
But why?
Well, okay, so I'll do the first sentence. Men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. And I completely understand that.
I do too.
So for me, it's like, and I'm just speaking from my perspective. I can't speak for every other male. You know what I'm saying? I'm already going to go into it now. Obviously, from the emotional standpoint, it's always a imbalance, I guess, because some men don't really like to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I'm not going to.
When she say emotional, does she expect you to be emotional with her?
I think so, because she say emotional security. So a lot of women, majority of women, want their man to be able to connect with them from an emotional standpoint. That's why
easy though.
Yeah, it is for some men. For some, it's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so I'll give you this example. Like, in a lot of cases, I'm not about to tell my girl every single thing that's going on with me. Like, it can be one simple thing. Let's say if it's a financial thing, you know what I'm saying? Let's say we gotta like pay something, you know, and I know that like maybe I like lost a contract or something, and then she be like, oh, so what we gonna do about that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna get taken care of. That's the extent that I'm gonna go with that. Like, I'm not finna be like, yeah, I lost that other contract, and you know, this and this and that, this and this. I'm not finna get that deep into it. So for some women, that would be like, oh, you not. So I'll put it to you this way. A lot of women like to hold out physically because they not getting the emotional connection from you.
Hold out what?
Physical connection.
So
like,
hold out sex.
A lot of women like to hold out.
Like, that's the biggest problem, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. But like at the end of the day, so that's so complicated because
right. Like, so that's why women want that. That's why women want that emotional security. Because they try to use that to say, well, if you ain't connecting with me emotionally, I don't think I can connect with you physically.
But we like sexual connection doesn't mean that we're honestly connecting emotionally. Like that does not emotionally connect me to you.
I ain't disagreeing with you.
Just because
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that's I've experienced it.
We will not be. I get it, and so like I said, I've been on both sides.
Yeah, it's fair.
I dated a woman, and she was just like, "Oh, well, like we're not having sex now. Cool, Kevin Durant and her ass."
Exactly.
Without a problem. That is great.
I love that that's a term now.
I have no problem. Yes. Kevin Durant is a term now.
Kevin Durant
I have no problem connecting and building with you. In the meantime, I'm not going to tell you, but I am fucking over here.
Facts.
So you can definitely, you want to do that? You can play that game. That's great. But I am doing that over. I would just say that I think what she said was a lot, and she doesn't know what she wants, because at the end of the day.
That's why she's single.
It's not why she's single.
That's why she's single, bro.
Like I said,
it plays a part of why she's single right now.
Because of the fact of status and the fact of money, like for the men. And so, well, whatever. It might be something wrong with her at the end of the day. But most women want the top drug. Wait.
Go ahead.
Most men will want the top drug dealer on the block. Now, the top drug dealer on the block is probably making no more than we'll say like right now, he could be jamming, but at the end of the day, he's still not making no more than someone who's probably making like $70,000 a year. He's probably making in between that, but he's not paying taxes, and he's not doing the whole like, he doesn't have to worry about the other struggle that the person who has a 9 to 5 has to worry about.
Right.
But at the end of the day, because I get my taxes back, we probably are neck and neck. To be honest with you, yeah, you can afford this $20,000 car at this time, but like I can go buy it at my tax time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can afford this at this time, and I don't have the luxury of affording this at this time, but still, like, your drugs still cost money. So my time is my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of an even trade, but you're more attracted to this top drug dealer because of the fact of he has power on the block. It's what he can say. I'm a shot caller, or I don't even know, like, yeah, I call plays on the block. I control this on the block. I make this move. I have people working for me. I am a boss. Technically, I'm an entrepreneur. True, I got you.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're not really paying shit, my nigga. Most drug dealers aren't paying rent. Most drug dealers live with somebody else, still not paying rent. They only thing they can do is pretty much put the money inside of their cars. I mean, that's great. And I'm not knocking anybody's hustle or anybody. But the responsibility looks a lot different from this side of the street than it does on that side of the street. When you have no responsibility because you don't have student loans, you don't have all the other debt that has accrued from going to college or from having your own shit. You have the Nextels that are cheap, or you have the phone in somebody else's name, and you're not really worried about the bill. But, you can like the $100 here, $100 there. Like, you don't have to worry about that because, you make that. But still, at the end of the day, you don't really have that much money. So if a regular person sees that, they're blinded by the status potential, right? And so it's always levels. And I always say that because I look at some people's stuff and I'm like, oh, you got a Louis Vuitton belt. Oh, you got this. But like for me, I'm like, that's great. But to me, that is not status.
Okay.
When I see people doing things like traveling outside of the country, doing 5-star hotels that I know are real 5-star hotels, not like some Groupon shit, or not like a group trip, but you just went with your partner, or you just went with your homie, or you took your kids in first class and you showing shit like for me, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a status.
It's different.
Right there, right. It's different. It's levels to it. But for me to see you walking around a Louis Vuitton belt with some Louis shoes, like, nigga, those could have easily been knocked off from somebody else. But then why would you pay $1,200 on some shoes anyway, knowing the fact that you have X, Y, and Z? But then you're not paying. You don't have a house note to worry about. You don't have a car note to worry about. Like, you don't have to pay for your kids' tuition. Your kid's not in private. Like, it's so many things that equate to money that we can easily change our status. And, like, that's just how I view things and how I view the world. Like, we're always on multiple different levels. Like, my vision of a higher status person is a person who can get me in the right doors, right?
I agree with that.
My vision of somebody leveling up is someone who does things like, so for instance, you have a PhD and you went through that whole struggle and you did X, Y, and Z and you're making a name in this field for yourself. That's a status that I would admire. I'm like, okay, that is great. I am not even at that status. I know what it takes to be indulged inside of that work. I know what it takes to dedicate yourself to this, whether it was hard or whether it wasn't. You still took extensive time out of your day, out of your life, to dedicate yourself to something, to educate yourself, and to try to do better for whatever cause it is. That's representable. That, for me, that is just like, oh, that's admirable. You're not just like fucking around. You actually dedicate, because what a PhD is what? 4 to 6 years, depending on what you're studying. Outside of research and everything else, it can easily go up to 8 to 12 years. I'm spending 12 years on studying something that is not to be. It's like, are you crazy?
Why do you think it's so hard for women in general who are successful, strong women? You know, whether they black or whatever. Like, you know, why do you think it's so?
Status.
Okay, so you think that's because they have such high standards for type of males or, you know, partners that they're looking for?
I think they can only put themselves in a certain category, right? Like, let's say this. So watching these alpha shows, right, you learn that when you hit a certain status, it's only a certain amount of people you can date. So people are always like, why do rappers only date the same girls? Well, because of the pool of rappers and females.
I think that shit's so stupid, but go ahead.
Yes, but the pool and the status that she's not using you solely for money, that she's not doing X, Y, and Z is kind of small.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why the pool is always circulated. A Beyonce can never date another person. She can't. She's dating Jay-Z.
Yeah, it's too.
Unless she dates Diddy or she dates
go
Dr. Dre, she can't date anybody else and have it be open. That's just fact because of the status.
So you think okay, so no, that's a good example. That's a good example. But okay, so even when you think about somebody like Cassie when she was fucking with Diddy, right?
Yeah.
So she technically she dated down. Right after Diddy, because it was what he like a boxer or some shit.
He was a
like
personal trainer. He was Diddy's personal trainer.
That's even crazy. He like, man, he ain't treating her right. I'm gonna take his bitch, right? You feel me? So that kind of I don't know. So anyway, so using that as an example, it's like, how do you? I think that it's possible. You feel me? Like, you feel me? All right, maybe he was training celebrity. Maybe he trains.
I mean, no matter
celebrities.
What, no matter
like, you know what I'm
saying? No matter who she dated after Diddy. It's pretty much like you're dating down because, like I said,
how it's viewed,
unless they're on the same level and have the same, like it's the status. It's not even Diddy because Diddy's not the richest man.
Right.
She could have easily dated Jeff Bezos and people would have felt like she dated down because Bezos is not as open and out there as Diddy is. Diddy brand is like he's a brand himself.
Right.
So if you date this high quality brand and then you go to this other brand, like that's not worth the money physically, not even like pocket wise.
Yeah,
it's always gonna look like a step down. Like Carrie Hilson never really been out open with her dating life.
No, I've never known.
She dated a couple dudes, but they were still in the record business and they still made decent money behind the scenes.
You ever seen the movie? She's out of your league, or she's out of my league, or she's out of your league. Basically, it was like this girl who was like super hot, and yeah, she's like super hot, and she was dating this like pilot dude or whatever, and they like broke up, and she randomly met this like dude who worked at like TSA and like whatever. So she ended up like liking him basically because he was like safe, right? You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
In her mind, she's thinking this guy is safe. He's not going to hurt me. He's a solid 5 or 6, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm obviously a solid 10. And it kind of worked for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't trying to like, use her for her money or status or whatever the case may be. But I think about that type of thing when we think about this circle, like you were just talking about, of like, celebrities and this or that. Cool. Yeah, this little pool. It's like a little pool you draw from. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never understood it, but obviously it makes sense. I mean, even just like after Quavo and Old Girl broke up, to see stories of people like shooting shots at Saweetie, whatever her name is.
But Quavo's not as big as a star as where Saweetie can't date another person who's like a star-ish.
It's just weird though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just wouldn't be able to, like, I wouldn't want to have none of that like drama going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the fact that to see people actually like, I can't remember who it was, but it was just like somebody shot at Saweetie. It was just weird. Like, it's just like that's how, that whole pool and all of that goes, and it's so like in a weird place where it's just like it's like you almost can't get out of the deep end or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird to date a normal girl who is running her own business, or like, you know what I'm saying? And she's very successful at it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a look down.
It's weird, like, because she can be.
But look, it goes back to like the earlier conversation of like condemning people, because like that's still your history. Yeah. Your history track record. If it's not improving, it'll always be looked down upon because it's not like better than what you had.
That's true.
It is.
It's just a different world, you know what I'm saying? Especially just watching. But I don't know. I think Carrie Hilson obviously is a beautiful woman.
She is. She'll be single forever.
And I don't know how old she is. I don't know how old she is.
Same way my girl.
She's at least pushing 40 though.
The chick for Blackish, I love her.
Which one?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah. Every time I I don't even understand how she's single, to be honest.
She
like
was dating Akon's brother.
She was dating Akon's brother.
Yeah, that nigga got status.
Yeah, I can believe that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But like, yeah, but still, your boy Kevin Samuel said it as well. Like, you have to find, like, she's not gonna find anyone who has the money and the name that she needs without it being an issue for dating.
It shouldn't be relevant, and that's just my opinion. It shouldn't be relevant.
I mean, but your name, my name,
to a certain extent, yes. My name is my name. Yes, my name is my name. To a certain extent, yes.
So if you're not holding your own weight, I'm carrying you.
But see, this is why. Okay, but what if you wasn't though? What if that's just from a name perspective. What if I got my own shit going on? I'm making a decent. You know what I'm saying?
Even if I made the same or more money than you, I'm still carrying. Like, it was I
get that, but it shouldn't be that way though. That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of these women gonna continue to just be single. You feel me? And and they just ain't gonna never get. They just ain't gonna never get.
I mean, it is what it is.
They gonna never get what they, you feel me, looking
deserve.
for. Like, you know what I'm saying, or deserve, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What they want. I mean, she can get it. She get a nigga.
She could, but then would she consider herself settling? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a weird dynamic, bro.
Like, I don't know, to say somebody's settling, that's a personal issue. But at the end of the day, we are about to get ready and go on break, guys. So let's go ahead and do this. Because we coming back with some more hot topics, right?
We definitely got some more shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you are new to the channel, you know what I'm saying, make sure you go follow What's in It for the Black People Media on Facebook. You feel me? Go follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. Go follow the IG 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast, Twitter. You feel me? I guess we officially not really doing TikTok.
You got
anymore.
Old stuff on YouTube. You don't know if they seen that.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Two Vegetarians
follow
Eating Chicken.
YouTube.
Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. Follow the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of the old content that's on Buzzsprout or the old content that's on Spotify, Google
We on
Podcasts,
all that shit.
Not on Apple, unfortunately. But,
Oh yeah, we not on that.
you know what I'm saying? So
we on enough though. You feel me?
yeah.
But anyway, we'll be back, man. On top of the hour, we finna go take a quick break.
Shout out to DJ and Week Hold Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? If y'all check out homie. The decent show. Shout out DJ. So there y'all go.
WIIFTBP.
Broken screen, crash system. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop, located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Bands I'ma get, bands I'ma flip, nigga. On the money I'm gon' flip, nigga. Bands I'ma get, nigga. Money I'm gon' flip, nigga. Bands I'ma get. All I want is mine, it's all I'm tryna get. I'm tryna wasting no time with the guys or a bitch. Always on the grind, I just wanna get rich. Always on the grind, cause this shit I'm tryna get. All I want is mine, that's all I'm tryna get. I'm tryna wasting no time with the guys or a bitch. Always on the grind, I just wanna get rich. Always on the grind, cause this shit I'm tryna get. You can be mine, but I'm sliding out that hit. It's money on my mind and it's affecting how I live. Putting overtime on the streets and at the gig. Perfection take time, plenty times I didn't give. Bands I'ma get, bands I'ma flip until I stop living. When I'm at work, bust my ass for them digits. Lil' hoe keep flirting, I might have to grab them digits. Getting bands from church, I had a stash when I was little. Then I started working, moms ain't had to raise a nigga. Started writing verses, grab my pen and write my visions. Trading shit for purchases, that shit make a killer. My niggas ain't on earth with me, and it still kill me. Shit don't be hurting me, I don't be in my feelings. She saying she gon' work with me, I know cause I'm on that nigga. Ain't playing by my earthly things, nigga. I kill ya. Plans have to make them be, and now my band's bigger. Dead in these streets, could've been, got delivered. You paying all your freaks for some ass, I ain't tricking. Playing with this cheese, and I'm stingy, I ain't spending. All I was gonna be as a kid, now I'm living. All this Gucci, Lou West, and the mirror. All these bitches tryna text, but I'm clearing. All you niggas tryna flex, how you living?
It's Mr. Lingo himself. Hey. Dibs. Cobbs on that, my nigga. Come on, let me get a piece of that slice, boy. Shut that shit, boy. True. I ain't no rapper, though. Look. With great precision, like circumcision, they cut you off quick. It's hard to miss this division. In my city, it's too thick. Is that your chick? Pretty face, slim waist, bite out. Bet I can merch it. Chan dicey with the Lexi out south. Put dibs on it, cause I know I got cars. But if you stingy with this dough, it's guarantee you get robbed. Use others, probably kick a 2 or 3 flat, that's barely distant. Shot lingo is sorta different, like none other, we just gifted. Dibs. Money is the root of all evil. Knievel here to deceive you. Let's take a ride, we could dip to the lake for an escape down LSD. That's my favorite to beat. But if you wanna say some gas, we can hop on the L. It's full of colors, anywhere you wanna go, I won't tell. Secret safe with me, drill to my heart and throw the key in 6 corners if you wanna. Any gangway will do. It's just the taste that keep me going. Need my sandwich intact. Throw a pickle and some lays on the side. Let's get it, Joe. Let's hit the show. It's finally summertime shot. The Hawks different. Need some gym shoes to go with this fit. They just don't get it. Boy, they just don't get it. The lingo's different. I'm so CHICA. Go, we so live. My pops not being around was a blessing in disguise. The gardens look so well, man. It taught me how to rock. I was fiending like a junkie, but I never had the cop. Just to make it to the top, they say that's when the pain stops. I used to be afraid to walk through humbled. I was terrified. Now I stroll through it freely, mainly cause it's gentrified. Shit, yeah, mainly cause it's gentrified. If you was black, you was folks to some folks. Mainly kings, SDs, 2 6s, man, it wasn't no joke. Ain't no gold about the coast. They snatched Cabrini for the green. The priest said it best, facts, money ain't a thing. Out of sight, out of mind, is how the game really goes. As the world turns, who's got in my light, you never know. Today is relevant, tomorrow you could be exposed. Listen to my story as the page turn, let it burn. You gon' learn today as I usher you down the hallway. Pick a room, enter at your own risk. Daily I get frisked, cause my melanin is bliss. Full of kingdom attributes, they be hating on that. But listen, pay attention, don't be blinded by the blind folk. Can't keep a bird in a box, just let my people go. Privilege is bigger than Hennessy, you see. The darker the tone, the clearer the message. What more I gotta prove to attest it? It's loyalty over money in case they forgot. Just cause Lori light on the foot don't mean the crime gon' stop. Cause we got families to feed and need. The poverty is at an all-time high. Do anything to get by. We rob, cheat, and steal. Then they hit you with the stale face. United up in these states. How? Give me a break when we get cast off of following dreams. I seen it all. Never claimed to be perfect. Every day I had to fall. Humble by defeat, but never let it define me. Statistically speaking, who really looking to find me? Dibs. Mr. Lingo himself. Alter ego. I ain't no rapper though. Not one.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
The man who always got something to say. It's your boy, Fly Sweater KJ.
And we broadcasting live from WIIFTBP. What's in it for the black people? You feel me? Come in. You feel me? We just gonna hop right back into it, man. You know, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you new to the channel, go follow What's in it for the Black People Media on Facebook. Follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken on Facebook. You feel me? Follow the IG 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. Go follow the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. We got a bunch of content up there right now. Visual for the visual people. You know what I'm saying? And for the audio people.
Yes.
You know. Anyway, so I saw a post the other day from your boy Idris. I almost called him what was his name on the wire? What was his name on the wire? I always called him Stringer Bell. Mr. Stringer Bell himself. I think that's so hilarious. Like when people like play certain roles, that's what they get known for. Like people don't even call them their real names.
Iconic roles.
Yeah, I'll walk up on his ass and be like, "Hey, Stringer, what's good?" It's Idris, actually. Anyway, that was a horrible accent. So basically, he did a post the other day, and he said, and I quote, "Women fall in love by what they hear. Men fall in love by what they see."
I like that.
That's why women wear makeup, and that's why men lie.
I mean, it's simple shit.
You say women fall in love by what they hear, men fall in love by what they see. That's why women wear makeup, and that's why men lie. So let's talk about it.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Oh, you agree with it wholeheartedly? 100%.
I mean, you do a lot. You got ass jobs, you get tummy tucks, you get your boobs done. If that's not a visual attraction thing, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? That's all. I call it the devil anyway.
Yeah.
But like you doing all this heavy makeup. It's so funny. I watched a model and she's naturally pretty. I'm not gonna say her name. But she's naturally pretty. And the way that they did for her runway show, they put so much makeup on her skin. I'm just like, how do you not have like so many bumps and shit? They put on like foundation. They put like a bunch of other shit. Like not like thick eyeliner or thick like they like heavily made up her face. She looked good as fuck still at the end of it. But
you got to show me who you talking about.
Like naturally pretty.
No, it don't really make sense to me. I saw a woman. She was maybe I can't remember. Maybe this was on Abba and Preacher's podcast. But she said basically, makeup to her were like really. She got to really show or express who her true self was, and it didn't even make no sense. It was like, what you had in your face? How is this your true self? I don't know what you look like. It's so deceiving. So, anyway,
all the booty pants, like the TikTok pants that make your booty look fatter than what it is when it's flat.
Oh yeah, those pants.
All the super push-up bras, you know what I'm saying? Or
now that type of stuff, I don't really like, frown upon too much. Like I understand, like you want your shit to be perky and all of that. Like the makeup thing though is the biggest deception when it comes to women and them, like beautifying themselves, quote unquote.
It's the biggest, as if it's a difference.
Well, I mean it is. I mean, and then you can talk about like the plastic surgery and all of that type of shit.
I think you got this certain type of butt, and then you take off these pants and you just go droop. Like what?
No, that's true. What? That's true. It depends on So okay, cool. Okay, so look,
I mean, makeup
it varies.
Is the biggest deceiver. But at the end of the day, I feel like all of them are like lined up together.
Yeah, they have some, but there's layers to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I can see you in a club and it's dark and you got makeup on and you look bad as hell, and then when we get back to your crib and you take that makeup off and I see you the next morning, you're complete. I'm like, who the fuck? What's her name at? Like, you feel me? Who? Who I came here with? You feel me? Where she at?
I worked with this woman, and like before, like that happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I went to the room like every day, like we'll see each other and we'll just talk. And I'm like, oh okay. And then she like came in like one day and was like, damn, like. And I was like, do I know you? And like, it took me a minute. And I was just like, I was like, damn, no makeup today, huh? And she was like, nah, I just went natural. And I was just like, in my head, I'm like, you shouldn't have did that. But
okay. So look, that plays right into this comment. That plays right into this comment. So Boosie said, I hear you guys, but the majority of men are glorifying these behaviors. And I don't even necessarily disagree with that either, because a lot of us are out here glorifying these type of behaviors from women. And for me personally, right? So I do believe that to a certain extent, women fall in love by what they hear, right? And I can't really speak too much on a woman's front because obviously I'm a male, but we definitely fall in love by what we see. And so what we see as males, depending on whoever those women are that we're looking at, I think says a lot about how we view women or what we're attracted to. Because if I see a woman who's pretty fake and like, ass, boobs, that's not too much makeup, that's not really attractive to me. It's more like I think I'm much of a natural person. I like the natural hair. I like the fro. I like the, you know what I'm saying? The light on the makeup. I ain't saying you can't wear makeup. I just feel like that shit don't need to be packed on your face. Like, I don't really know what your face look like. You got a couple blemishes and, you want to, like, look good on the Friday night.
Are you talking about women or black women?
Women in general. women in general. I mean, I'm attracted. I'm always put the black queens first, like, you know what I'm saying. But like, you know,
I mean, you just had the fro. Everybody.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, yeah.
Fro.
So I guess I'm talking about black women in this scenario. But for me personally, I've never really been attracted to add-ons. You can say that, like, you know, you're trying to add on. If I see a fake booty, it turns me off. Like, I remember being in.
You don't know, though.
Man, I can see that shit a mile away, bro. Like, I was in a room DJing one time, bro, and it was like, I told my barber, I was like, bruh, it's a lot of fake booties in here right now. And he was like, yeah, I know, I see him. Like, you feel me? Like, and some like just, it's just like, it's like your booty ain't never that, like.
That's the job, though.
I mean,
like that's their doctrine who they went to. It's kind of like when you saw the girl, like with the big ass and the shit, like the drumstick legs.
So what is it about us as males, though, that, going back to this comment, what is it about us that glorifies these things that women do right now?
First of all, I want to say the Boosie thing. Shout out to the comment and the person who said that. When he said Boosie, I was thinking Lil Boosie.
Yeah. No, it ain't Boosie, though.
I had to look down. And I was like, oh, shit.
She said, and she added, she said, who is more attractive, Portia Williams or Erykah Badu?
What? So, like, that's you have to pick somebody else because I've been stalking Erykah Badu for a long time. So I will obviously be biased. I've seen her natural transgression.
Right, but she's pretty natural, though.
Yes.
I don't think she's ever done anything.
She's always had an ass when she came out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, slugging.
She came out.
Slugging. You feel me? So it's like, that's more attractive to me personally because.
But I feel like that's like a biased situation. Personally, for me, that's biased.
I ain't biased for me because it's what I'm attracted to. Like, you feel me? Just the more natural side of things.
I would say this. People are doing things to make themselves more attractive to men. And because they feel like they can't get that natural look, they're trying to enhance it, right? So, like, let's think about this.
But they can, though.
If you're... Okay.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Because they feel like they can't.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they think, like you can't do anything about your boobs.
No, if you got some little titties, you just got some little titties.
As a woman, you can't do anything about your boobs. So in order for you to get bigger boobs, you have to do a boob job. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, whether you like that or whether you don't, that's the realization of it. As far, like, but, and so when...
Now, is that solely an insecurity thing? Not to cut you off, is that solely an insecurity thing? Oh, my titty's so small, I want them to be bigger.
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know.
It has to stem from that, though, right?
I mean, I would say possibly, but at the end of the day, I think it's all about people do things for attention and validation, right? If I have bigger, I guess the mindset would be if I have a bigger chest, more men are gonna look at me. I'm gonna feel more validated. The same way we see more people getting more and more naked on social media because of the validation and the men like
thirst traps be real.
Like, oh, all these men are like just like blah blah blah, and it's just like, well, these niggas ain't shit. It's like, but you just put up like. You just put your titties out. Like, what you want me to say? Like, you did this so I can say this. So you can't tell me I'm not shit when you literally just did this for me. All your other pics ain't like this. So
right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You biting your lip and trying to look sexy for. Like, that's not a... That's telling me that you know what I'm saying? It's an engagement.
Yes.
On some level.
Yes. It's like if you remember that video when the old girl was at the gym and she had on these like tight ass shorts and like a top or whatever, and she was like squatting, and the dude like out of the camera was in the corner like looking at her squat, and she's like, "What the fuck you looking at me for? What you looking at me for?" And he was just kind of like, I mean, I'm a dude, first of all, like, and you here with these little ass shorts on, like, looking for attention,
I mean,
like.
At the end of the day, like, I mean, it becomes a double standard because
exactly because you have to expect that from males and the nature how we are created.
But I was just gonna say we should be also. It shouldn't be so obvious where the person feels uncomfortable.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I ain't finna just be sitting there while you squatting and I'm just right here not doing no type of workout. I'm just watching you squat. Like, nah, I ain't doing all of that.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Though, because it is, I'll say you should be able to wear what you want to wear. However you want to wear it, you should be able to do your own thing.
But then expect.
That's what you believe in.
Expect.
Just to know the other things because the society that we live in is like male dominated, and so like that's some things it's kind of unfair because if I was a woman and I wore a shirt with cleavage, like that's a little bit, but it's not a lot, right? Because sometimes I just want to feel sexy, right?
And that's fair.
if that was the case, I don't expect you to just stare. But if I'm obviously doing like super,
it's
like,
weird,
super
but yeah,
thigh shit, like I'll say like the TikTok pants, right? The TikTok pants literally goes in your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's a lot,
right? And it tries to make your butt looks more profound and jiggle more than what it actually does. It's like one ass cheek, other ass cheek, split the middle. Like you can easily see that. Yeah. If you're wearing that outside without a long shirt on covering part of your ass, you want that attention.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like you want. Now, does that mean that somebody should do something or touch you? No, but you want people to look. You're doing things on that nature for people to look. I just don't want people to get it confused and think that we're like.
No, now obviously, like, yeah, no. I mean, we don't.
You shouldn't do X, Y, and Z because you should be comfortable to do X, Y, and Z. But just know that these are my eyes.
Right, and I don't hate when you think about misogynistic. The technical definition is a man hating or I don't hate women at all. Like what I'm saying, but I think sometimes some women don't really like to be true to themselves, right? Like so, okay, I'll give you an example. I go to the gym most nights if I'm doing 2 a days at like 8:30. It's like my time, right? I go to the gym at like 8:30, right? There's a certain woman who comes to the gym. I have never seen her dressed in anything different. It's always these lit ass shorts, whatever color she chooses. It's always these lit ass shorts and this lit ass like top. You know what I'm saying? And it's always her and this other girl. Like what I'm saying. Now the other girl, she'll have on some shorts too, but she clearly is the more modest one. Like what I'm saying. Fair. But I'm almost positive that she comes dressed that way every single time to seek validation and attention. I never say anything. I just continue to do my workout. Like if we in the same area, like I just focus on me doing my workout. Like what I'm saying. I'm in that joint with a hoodie on. You feel me? And I'm just getting to it. Like what I'm saying. Now, I bet you any amount of money, one of these days I'm just gonna test it just so I can come back on here and talk about it. You feel me? I'm gonna go up to her if she get in my vicinity again. I'm gonna go up to her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say something random, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even make her try to laugh. You feel me? Oh, I was on this machine right here. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how she would handle it. Like, you feel me? And I've done it before, but I've always been kind of like subtle about it. Like, you feel me? But anyway, I just know that if I said something, she would probably give me some sort of like attitude or like, maybe not. I don't know. Who cares? I'm just saying. I just know that women get it confused sometimes. The differentiation between like, seeking validation and then like actually just wanting to be free. Because then they feel like we taking their freedom away. Like I could dress how I want to dress. Like I ain't saying you can't, but then don't get upset if you randomly catch. I'm still doing my workout, but you just randomly looked and then saw me looking at you. Don't make me no creep. Like I'm still doing my workout. I just happen to look that way. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's just Philip said, Boosie Layton, Portia is attractive. Erica is sexy. Ooh, interesting.
Oh man.
You saw that? Interesting.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, but looks are always attractive, right? No one said Portia wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Portia is pretty, but she's super enhanced as well.
Yeah. I think that was the whole point.
She has the wig. She definitely does the eyelashes a lot. Like, I don't think her butt's real, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think it's real.
Yeah, So why do men lie? Why do we lie? He said women fall in love by what they hear. This is going back to the Idris Elba tweet or whatever it was. Women lie, men don't. That's true. Women fall in love by what they hear. Men fall in love by what they see. That's why women wear makeup and why men lie. I think we touched on the part about why women wear makeup. Why do men lie? Because they can't handle the truth. Why do we lie?
Because they can't handle the truth. Who you talking to, boy? Just tell me no. I move on with my day. Damn, save me and you time. Anyway.
Hey,
No, but
we got our reasons, I guess.
Lie because that's what you want to hear, obviously.
Sell the dream.
You want to hear the dream. You want to hear about me and this yacht and this big this plane. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. Why do people lie? I mean, because I feel like honesty is just the easiest thing to just do it. Just jump. Look, hey,
it's true.
This is the situation. This was happening. You will it or you not? Nah. All right. Cool. Thanks. Peace out. Love.
I think in a lot of scenarios, the truth is way more better than a lie.
I think we're taught to lie though.
That could be.
I mean, no, like thinking about how.
Or could we sometimes can be afraid of the outcome or something.
I was told to like talk to girls. It's kind of like set up this facade. Even TV,
because we can't tell them the truth.
Even TV sets you.
If I told a girl, I met a girl at a party or something, and I walked right up to her and I was like, "Man, I think you super." Wait, what Ari Spears say? He said, "There's certain things that you can't say as like a black man, opposed to being like a man who's from like England or something." Like I can't remember the joke, but he's basically saying like if a black dude walked up to a girl, was like basically, you know what I'm saying, "Man, you look good as hell. And I just want to take you home and fuck the shit out of you. She'll slap you." You know what I'm saying? And opposed to a man from, you know, hey, you know, you know, I just want to take you home and fuck the shit out of you for a little bit. You know, it's like a completely different, like, you know what I'm saying? She like, oh, you feel me? Exactly. You feel me? So it's like we live in a world where you sometimes the truth is even frowned upon. Like, damn, I'm just being honest.
But how much of the truth is it? Like, hey, I think you're attractive. Like, obviously this ain't the best time, so like let's find another time to kick it. That's truthful right there. Right, it's the whole straightforward approach, and then when you guys are like, whenever you do whatever, or like, hey, let's get out of here because I think it'll be like, I think we got some like the connection or whatever, blah, blah, or you staring at me, blah blah. Like, I'm not buying you drinks all night, so like we go either let's exchange numbers and like let's hook up later, or we can actually do something because I'm not about to sit here and get you drunk. Like,
this happened to me, and maybe I told this story before, but this happened to me, bro. I was in I think I was in Columbus. Was with a couple of my homies I went to school with, and we was at some like spot, and this girl, literally, I was standing at the bar, and my homie was dancing with some other girl, and this girl was right in front of me, and she was talking to another dude, but she was staring directly at me while this dude was talking in her ear, staring at me. So I'm like, okay, like I ain't do nothing at first, and I typically don't approach until they give me a reason to like approach, you know what I'm saying? So I was just chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really saying nothing. I was just chilling, like, you know, moved to the music, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so she just kept staring. So I'm like, all right, I'm finna just walk up to her. You feel me? So I'll walk up to her. When dude was done talking, I walk right up to her and I kind of like whisper. I can't remember what I said in her ear. And then she like hopped out. Nah, I'm okay. And then my immediate response was like, well, stop fucking staring at me then. And then I just walked away. You feel me? Because it was just like, what you staring? What you all in my face for? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just weird. Like, it's just like that moment of truth.
Like your shirt, boy.
I don't know what it was. Still, like, you feel me? She was staring at. I think I said something like, I don't know what I said. Maybe I said, you like what you see or some shit like that. Like, I don't know what I said, but she was staring at me. You feel me? But it's like it'd be those type of moments where it's just like, yo, I'm just trying to keep it 100 with you right now, and you can't even, you feel me, appreciate that. So I don't know. Fair. So maybe that's why we lie about some things. I got homies who be like selling the dream way wrong when it's just like, bro, you might as well just tell her what it is. If you out here dating, bro, you need to just let her know that you dating, because then you gonna mess something up and they gonna get confused about, like, you know what I'm saying, and then you gonna get caught up, and then it's like, oh well, you should have just kept it 100 from the start, like, you know what I'm saying, like those type of lies where it just be like, bro, it ain't even worth it.
I think the honesty though is a little bit better because of the competition piece, and every woman feel like they can change you, and you can be the one, so they're gonna kind of like work harder.
Depends. It depends on who it is. You know what I mean?
It is because some like a lot, but like a lot of women are like they work harder to like.
If they really got an attraction, yeah.
Change him. Like,
well, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying. It's funny, but anyway, I don't want to stay on it too long. But did you see? Are you a Logan Paul fan? You know who Logan Paul is?
That's a dude Paul Floyd. Right?
Look, I'm glad you just said that because just the other day he tweeted. Well, he was on his podcast or whatever they podcast. Yeah, it's called some shit. Basically, he was talking about Lil Baby, right? And he was saying how a lot of, and I disagree with this part. A lot of these new artists do kind of like sound the same in a lot of different ways. It's not. And it was even going back to the T-Pain rant he had the other day on Twitch, basically saying, like, you know, come something different, like, you know what I'm saying. So I didn't necessarily disagree with what we do. Well, what Logan Paul said, and he was basically just saying he don't understand what he's saying, like, you know, and he was basically saying, like, I give him a year, and Lil Baby tweeted and was like, Logan who? You feel me? Which was rightfully so. Like, you feel me? If you don't know that nigga, like, tweet that. You feel me? Now, the thing that I didn't like and how it came off from Logan Paul was Obviously, you don't understand what he's saying because you can't relate to what he's saying. If we're just specifically talking about Lil Baby. Now, Lil Baby, from the very beginning, he talked about where he was in his life from a storytelling perspective, right? Where he was in his life and where he was able to grow and where he is now. Like, you feel me? Somebody like Logan Paul can't relate to that. You grew up off your Diddy money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not even that. Like,
I understood what he was talking about from a perspective of listening to somebody and not being able to, like, technically really understand what they saying. Because it's times where I still don't even be knowing what Lil Baby's saying. But, like, when I do know what he's saying, it's from a relatable standpoint of, like, I completely know what he's talking about from the trenches type shit. You feel me? But, like, the way, if you see it, you'll probably feel the same way with how Logan Paul said it. You know what I'm saying? So,
read the comment.
What's your thought on that? What's your thought on that?
Read the comment first.
All right, hold on. So Kemet said he had a sister that stared at him every day on the train. Saw her one morning. I loaded up, shot my shot. Her reply was, "Oh, you look like my brother." I'm like, what the fuck, bruh? That's crazy. You see what I be saying though? Like, you feel me? It's just like, even when we do it, and then I can't stand women and be like, well, they don't approach us.
On the same train though as him, like.
Exactly.
Like, to make sure every morning to make sure they got.
But then I shoot my shot, and the first response is, "I look like your brother."
You ain't never say nothing. You would
what?
say, "Hey, brother, face eyes."
What you say to her after that, bro? Because I would have been like, "What? Like, what does that have to do with what I just said?" But
if I was your brother, you ain't gonna speak. The fuck,
bro,
bro?
that's
like,
crazy, bro.
Like,
that's a completely. You know, and it be like that, bro. Like, it's and that's why I don't like cold approaching no more, because it's just like.
We got to do a topic on that because of the fact that, like, women are complaining that men don't approach.
That's what I'm saying.
But they set society up so much that I feel like men are afraid to. If I was a man, single, I don't think I would walk up to a girl like I used to.
Why not?
Because of all these goddamn rules and my fear of someone saying, like, I violated their space and I'm trying to say, like, I did something to make them feel uncomfortable. Like,
that would be the reason why you wouldn't?
Created a space where it's hard to even feel
He said he think he got up and changed seats. I would have got up too. I wouldn't even say it. I would have just walked off on you sound goofy, bro. Like, watch out, bro. That was just weird to say to somebody.
They create a space where it's hard for men to talk to them at the end of the day.
It is.
Like, it's like, I get it. You don't want me to touch you, but at the end of the day, like, how am I supposed to stop you and get your attention?
Yeah. Again, that's all like.
And then from the case of just you and him, period, like, even if you are staring at me and showing me signs like, hey, come talk to me, when I talk to you, you're lying about it. So if you go lie about you staring at me and then I can't touch you, I can't talk to you, you don't want me to yell or catcall, like, how am I supposed to get your attention and say, like, hey, blah, blah, blah? Because it's not going to be a good way of doing it because you always got your headphones on. So that means I have to do something drastic, kind of.
Right. And some women, in some cases, they handle it okay. Like, you know, you don't, 9 times out of 10, you won't get a lot of women who are, like, you know, standoffish or, like, you know, they'll just say, like, you know, I can't right now, I'm busy, and then you cool, let it go, like, you know what I'm saying? Fair. All right, you feel me? But it depends. Sometimes it depends on how you approaching the situation, right? So I'll give you a scenario, right? If I'm at, like, the mall, right, and I'm shopping for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and I see a girl maybe one time and I think she attractive, you feel me? And she walking with maybe by herself. If she walking by herself, then it's easier for me. If she walking with, like, her homegirls or something, I might be a little hesitant because I don't like approaching a girl when because then they try to front on you. You know what I'm saying? But then if I want to challenge myself, I'll do it anyway. Like, you feel me? But okay, so scenario, hypothetical, she by herself. You feel me? I'm gonna walk right up to her. You know what I'm saying? Tap her. If she looking right at me, then it's easier, right? Because I'm coming to her. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, just use the scenario. She looking right at me. I come up to her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? My name is Johnny. I just needed to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take up too much of your time. You feel me? But I just thought you was beautiful. I wanted to say that. You feel me? Now, depending on how she responds to that, oh, thank you. Ooh, you feel me? And then we probably can engage a little more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what are you shopping for? You know what I'm saying? Or what we shopping for? Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on however she take that, I'm going to get straight into, oh, well, can I get your number? And then maybe we can connect later. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to draw it out. You feel me? Because I already approached her by saying, you feel me?
thinking of the like that's a easier like whatever. That's
Right.
not always a scenario, right? So like,
Right.
let's say like for this brother who's easily going to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
We going to work, we on the train.
Uh-huh.
If you not giving me the eye contact, but I think you cute.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so I want to approach you. So I'm gonna take my shot. You alone. We both going to work. This is not a lot of time for us to. We
Right.
need to get in, get out. You might get off at a different stop than I get off on. We might.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I need to go ahead and make my move.
Go ahead.
So what needs to happen is we need to have this transactional conversation where I get the number and then we continue to talk. How am I supposed to get that without making you feel weirded out at the end of the day? Like that's the situation.
It's all there is.
Because that's usually when I used to like meet most of the women that I talk to. Like, hey, we're never going to the same place. Like, because I'm always doing something, so I'm always on the go.
Right.
I'm not going to be at a still place. Like even like when I eat, like I usually pick up my food to go because I have other things to do. I have other engagements that I'm getting into, and on my chill time, I'm usually just trying to chill or link up with people I haven't linked up with in a long time. So usually my transactional time is, hey, I see you out on the train. Like, let's make this, blah, blah, blah. Let me get your number real quick so I can talk to you later. Now that all these Me Too clauses have came up,
yeah.
It's a lot harder to do that. And then it's just like, well, I can't get your attention because now you got like these headphones in your ear. I'm not about to be like, wow.
No,
So,
easy tap or something like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then like now you touch me. Oh my gosh. Now you the white lady.
Oh, that shit was hilarious, bro.
He didn't kill
that
me.
shit was hilarious, bro.
Or she killed me.
Goodness.
Like somebody called, and now
that
like,
shit was so funny.
Bro.
That lady was better than me because the moment she would have ran up, she would have caught a 2-piece, boop boop,
Fair.
and I would have had it on camera. Like,
I
you
think
ran
the
up
bigger
on me.
issue with those situations though is that none of them are being arrested. They just said,
I know they were just like, "Can you?"
home.
And then the other lady had a nerve to say, "Can you just walk away from her?" Nah, bitch, she could walk away from me. Fuck you talking about? I'm in here. Like, the old lady was funny as hell. She's like, "I'm just here trying to get my free panties. You know, I got the coupon in the mail." That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah, but back to the Logan Paul thing.
Yeah. I want to stare.
So like, I wouldn't even address that though. And who are you to comment on my culture?
That's what I'm saying. And so that's why it was like, you can't even relate to what he's saying first and foremost. Now, if you want to get technical and say you don't understand the words that he's saying, like when he's rapping, then I completely understand that. But the way it came off,
I think that was more of the approach because sometimes it do be hard to.
That's why I said, like, you feel me. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, like y'all could have came up with a whole nother like topic or some shit. Like, you feel me? There's nothing you can really say about. And then he had another. And then when he added on that, I'll give him a year. That's when it struck a different chord for me because it's just like,
I would agree, but at the end of the day, like I said, like I wouldn't
about giving him a year. I don't know about that.
Space. I mean, Lil Baby's been out for longer than 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like I don't know why he's saying he give him a year.
For a while.
But
like I wouldn't even give him the space or the. Took her purse.
Boosie clown. That is funny though, like, cause that is super random to tell somebody, like, you feel me? If you obviously making eye contact with me, then the first thing I come up and say to you, the first thing you say to me in response is
the old lady.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the old lady? Oh yeah. She was better than me, better than a lot of most black women who, you feel me, don't be taking that shit, but. I just thought it was interesting, like, you feel me, and I've met Logan Paul a couple times, you feel me. He used to mess with my homie sister, and it was just like, he was cool, but it was just like, he was just a typical privileged
white kid,
white dude, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, sometimes you just gotta stay in that lane, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so man, tomorrow, I think it's Saturday, actually, the Locks versus Dipset. Who you got?
Oh,
Dipset.
That's why you got your star.
That's who I got. I got Dipset. I got Dipset all day.
I'm a Locks fan.
I'm a Locks fan too, but I think I definitely listened to Dipset a lot more growing up. I think I just liked they interesting trio, or whoever else was a part of Dipset. Santana, Cam,
you like them as
Jim
a group,
Jones.
or you like them individually?
I definitely liked them individually, but then I did like them as a group too.
I think that's the harder part to do because as a whole, the Locks is a better group. But
I won't argue that.
But individually,
yeah,
I think Dipset have multiple stars that have outshined the Locks. Like
Agreed.
Jewel's outshines them. Like, he may not be as good or as lyrical as any other Locks members, but he outshines them definitely.
Yeah, he was lyrically good though. He was lyrically good.
I mean, he was decent. He
wasn't
wasn't
say Locks. That's fair.
I mean, the most lyrical one was J.R. Ryder. in my
if you want to get,
but,
if you want to get,
but
you know,
like I said,
that nigga name was J.R. Writer. He better be more lyrical than all them. You feel me? But then it was probably J.R. Writer, then Jewels.
I mean, Jewels was there. So whatever. I'm not gonna talk about the whole star setup, but
I think it's gonna be a good versus. I really appreciate.
So that's a good question though. Is the verses are they appreciated as they were during COVID, during the lockdowns?
I maybe a smidgen less, but I think they're still getting enough traction.
They're still getting their numbers, but I don't think they're appreciated amongst, because I didn't even hear about that until right now.
You didn't hear about during COVID?
I didn't hear about the Locks versus Dipset.
Oh, I mean, I follow them on IG. So like whenever some shit, the verses.
Follow the Locks.
Well, the verses, like, you know what I'm saying? So whenever something pop up, like I'll just see it if I'm like, you know, checking IG or something and I saw it.
I really don't be
Yeah. So I think they still get, you know, a decent amount of appreciation because they still bringing us content, you know what I'm saying, from dope ass people who we haven't really heard from, you know what I'm saying, in a while musically. Like, you know what I'm saying, nobody really heard the Locks do nothing.
They just came out with an album like half a year ago.
I ain't hear it. You feel what I'm saying?
It's fire, bro.
So okay, well I need to go listen
then.
They
was on the latest DMX album.
I mean, yeah, like stuff like that, features and stuff. If I'm listening to whole albums, like which I typically do, like, you know what I'm saying, then I'll hear about it. You feel me? But she said, Boosie said she over them giving me a socially distanced concert. Nah, concerts are back. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even socially damn near distance no more. I mean, if we doing Lollapalooza now, technically I wouldn't even go to Lollapalooza. That's just too close for comfort.
The Euro 2020
for me,
it was like I think like 500,000 people in those stadiums.
That's too bad, bro. Too bad. I'm good on that. I do something small. You feel me? Like I'm going to a show tonight at the Basement. My homie done performing, and I do something small like that because it's still enough room for me to just kind of feel comfortable and not like. I wear it when I go in, and then when I find wherever I'm sitting at, and if it ain't too many people around, like I'm cool. I'm cool with taking my shit off. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I do. I still bring it with me because people still make you like wear it. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't gotta ask me. I just wear that motherfucker.
No, it's fair.
In the gym, they be looking at me crazy as hell. I be on the treadmill struggling.
That's fair. It depends on what. Like if I'm on a treadmill and I'm like, cause the gym I'm at, Lawndale, they still got them like. Oh, it's kind of separated and socially distanced. Nice. So if I'm I always pick the same treadmill because it's always like off in this little corner and nobody's ever really right there. And I take my shit off because I can't run with that mask on. It's just I feel like I'm about to die. Like you feel me?
Until I feel like that.
Then I take it. I take it off because there don't be nobody around me. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think it's gonna be a good versus. I think they definitely gonna come with it. I wish Jewels was still doing his thing. I wish he was. I hope he like, you know, still rapping or about to release something or whatever, because he was one of my like favorite Dipsets. But anyway, I just randomly want to.
I mean, Jewels fire. I like
touch on that, like, you know what I'm saying. But Cam is. It took me a long time to get used to Cameron. Like my homie used to really like him. I thought he was an interesting MC. And then I had to grow on him, like, you know, just how he spits, like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite Cam song is Killer Cam. Like I think he went really crazy on that. And he got some features too where he go, yeah. He got some features where he went crazy too. What song was that? Was that Touch It or Not? Him and Lil Wayne, he went crazy on that. Okay. You know, he got some features where he went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I just like they fashion. They fashion was fire.
Yeah, they definitely set a trend.
He had me wearing powder pink.
Yeah, I know, right? Salmon. So another random thing that we could talk about tomorrow. The Space Jam movie is coming out, and so MJ Space Jam versus LeBron Space Jam. Who you got? Even though I ain't seen it, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I watched it. I saw a couple of reviews.
You watching Space Jam tomorrow? Like, yeah, we gonna watch Space Jam.
I saw a couple of reviews.
Don't worry about it. After camp, you can watch Space Jam on the TV.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it with the girls tomorrow, and I'm really gonna analyze it because I read a review.
What did it say?
He basically at the end of the day said it wasn't his jam. He said a lot of shit, but reading the whole thing, and he really broke it down in a way that I appreciated. So I'm gonna look out for those things that he was saying. Okay. He didn't say it like sucked, but he was saying that it was like really forced. In a lot of ways, it was kind of forced in a lot of ways.
We talked about this last week, though. Sometimes
we did, depending on
a sequel because of the fact that nothing's going to compare.
I felt like they should have never made a sequel in the first place. I feel like it was forced because it was LeBron, and it was like he used to get compared, or still do, obviously, to this day. And so it was just like,
he puts himself in those situations.
I wouldn't have wanted to touch that.
Why would you? Right.
I wouldn't have wanted to touch that. Like, and he was just making it seem like, I watched it. Yeah, everybody watched Space Jam when they was growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean you need to try to like redo it. Like, you feel me? So it was interesting. And I feel like that's one of those things where if it is that horrible and forced, that will kind of get taught. Like he made it seem like it was obviously he gonna be biased and say it's great and and this and that. But he said a lot of the shit didn't really add up. Like, it was just it was weird. Like, it wasn't. Some of it wasn't genuine. It's probably only like a couple parts. It's like there's several jokes in there that was like laughable that older people will get. But he said it's clearly for like younger crowd, techie type people.
So are we like old haters then?
I guess so. Shit, however you want to look at it. But it got some interesting reviews. But anyway, I'm still gonna watch it with the girls and Will, and I'll critique it. I'll just sit back and see how they they like cartoons regardless, and movies and shit like that. But yeah, so anyway, another topic real quick before we go ahead.
We're talking about movies. Have you seen the movie that Alicia Keys did and the flack that she's getting?
The movie that Alicia Keys did.
She directed a movie, or she wrote a movie. Sorry, she wrote a movie for wrote or directed a movie for Netflix that pretty much is about someone falling in love and pretty much stealing the man that she falls in love with.
What's it called?
Give me a second.
Because there was a movie like that before, right?
There's a lot of movies like that before.
Well, that's true.
But the fact that Alicia Keys did it, people are questioning the fact that if it's a movie that she actually did because of the fact that that's how her and Swiss met.
Home wrecker.
You knew where I was going with it.
Yeah, I already knew as soon as you said Alicia Keys. I already knew.
Yeah. Where's my?
I wonder if I seen it because if it's already on Netflix right now.
It should be.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have to watch it. That's funny as hell. Why you looking for it? This last question before we dive into the last topic. I've been seeing a lot of talk about fitness and women getting so offended when their boyfriends or partners or husbands or whatever start talking about wanting them to work out or get more in shape or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why do you think women get so offended by that?
Is that a real question?
It's a question. It's a.
I'm gonna go back to Alicia Keys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So first of all, I just want to say, if my phone randomly, it's the woman with the nicest butt. I don't know if y'all seen her, but she's like this white lady with like no ass at all.
Who?
I don't know her. You see her? You look, and it's the lady like way.
The Nasatal back pocket on jeans.
I ain't heard that in so long. Nasatal.
No ass at all, boy. No shit. Flat.
The name's not even in here for what I saved it as. But it got Christina Milian in it. And
no, I ain't seen that yet because I ain't seen her in a while.
She plays a singer who accidentally get booked to perform at her ex's wedding. But when she rediscovers feelings for him, his brother attempts to keep her from ruining. Her brother keeps her from the attempt of the reuniting. And so what ends up happening that they end up breaking up the relationship. Now the history with Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats is that he knew her in like high school or something, or previously worked together but never really had like contact.
Okay.
And then like I guess they were separated.
She won fucking with him like that then.
Right. But like when he was separated,
technically they won together.
But the friend and her were decent though.
So she stole her man. She stole her man, basically.
Her friend's man.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen it. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna try to find it today. Because I like you know me. I like watching shit and you feel me breaking it down.
Yeah. Now what you say?
No, you know what? No, let's jump it. Let's jump into the. Let's.
You said something crazy.
So I've been seeing a lot of. Well, I was watching.
Health is wealth.
Yes,
and so like it's something that needs to be preached a lot more. It's so funny you talked about this because I just watched the podcast about some stuff like this.
It might be the same one that I saw.
This one was more about vegans.
Okay, no,
versus meat eaters, pretty much, and how people try to display meat eaters as bad, but the actual bad person in the room is the sugar.
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
And then they were saying like vegans aren't that much more healthier than meat eaters because of the simple fact that they 9 times out of 10 a lot of them still have a sugar issue.
Yes,
which is highly still addictive, and they're also getting sprayed with pesticides that they also that are also very harmful to the body. So that's a great conversation to have with a vegan, if you know any, or maybe we'll come on that show because don't they got a vegan show up here?
I think so.
We go up here and debate it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
DJ said yeah.
2 vegetarians eating chicken versus the vegan. Oh, my life,
we gonna come with the chicken on the We gonna come with the chicken on their ass. Blasphemy. No, health is wealth. You know what I'm saying?
But health is definitely wealth. I mean, I think that if you can ask me to protect you and to do everything else, why is it out of my thing to ask you to work out? Okay. To look like what I want you to look like.
Yeah, and how you probably should want to look anyway,
right?
From a healthy standpoint.
I mean, like I said, like with the risk of everything that we've been through, like cholesterol, high blood pressure, all this stuff is inside the food. If you're not working out, taking care of your body, even if you do go get surgery, you may look good, but your insides are still rotting.
It's a complete. Right? Yeah, it's crazy. That's deep. Okay, so that's a good segue into and I don't wanna touch it because I just think I'm single, so I ain't got nobody. Yeah. So we gonna break this last one down. So I saw this thing. It was on a vlog or podcast or whatever. So basically, they was breaking down 10 things a woman must have to be worthy of your time as a male, right? So we can go through them. I think this is 10. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 10. Anyway, so we can go through them and then we can kind of touch on whether you necessarily agree with some of them, like, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll close out that way. So 10 things a woman must have to be worthy of your time as a male. And then there was a spiritual component into it too. I think I just missed it and couldn't rewind it. But basically, in no order, I'm just going to read them off. So calm demeanor.
I can see that.
Sweet, shy demeanor. And he kind of broke that down. Decent grasp on reality / self-care or awareness. Ability to listen / hanging on your every word. Silver lining sensibility. No tattoos. Can't have emotional war wounds / parts of her that have been destroyed and can't be replaced.
Bro, that's a
and time, but when he broke that down, that made a lot of sense. And time-consuming hygiene routine. So time-consuming hygiene routine.
I mean, who wants a dirty chick?
Yeah. So no, I think he kind of broke it down in a way of like being intentional about like obviously that too, but like he was using an example like he broke it down on both sides, right? So he was saying like how on the negative part of shit, right? Like he used the example of women dushing, right? So he was like in his mind, if a woman has to do that, he ain't really trying to be rocking with her anyway, because that means why you should ever get to a point of why you need to dush. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The purpose behind that, so I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, exactly. So he was deep in it. But let's go back to the top. So calm demeanor, right? When you hear something like that, is that something a woman must have to be worthy of your time? That's the first one. Calm demeanor. We got 10 minutes to break this down. Let's break it down.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna approach a loud chick generally. Okay. No, I'm not. No.
So that's one of your.
No, it's my preference. Like,
right.
I'm not. If you're like the loudest one in the room, I'm not gonna.
I'm never going to approach.
I'm not gonna approach you.
So it's safe to say that a woman has to have some sort of calm.
I guess professionalism and depending on the setting. If you're loud and you're out with your friends at like a bar,
it's different.
I get it, but like.
I think there's still even ways to do that too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like if you're the loudest in the room, like I think that's a telltale sign for something else. So I'll probably never approach you.
Okay. What about like a shy, sweet demeanor, like kind of
the portrayal of being innocent and sweet?
Yeah.
Like Girls Next Door. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
They be hiding shit too, boy.
Look.
But okay. So you.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, the ones you gotta like. You feel me? Hey, come here, baby. Look up. You feel me? While I'm talking to you. That type of shit.
I mean, but they come off like as. I think it's the way they come off because they come off as like kind of being like submissive, but like the ones that I definitely, it's definitely a dominant struggle. And someone was like, "Nah, bro.
Interesting.
I don't know who you've been dealing with, but I'm the alpha over here. You definitely are not."
Interesting.
Yeah, you got me twisted. Go ahead.
Okay. So this one was really good that I thought when he was breaking it down. So a decent grasp on reality / self-awareness.
I think that's hard because what if I don't have the decent grasp on reality?
Then you probably can't really hold that against that individual.
I mean,
too
but
much
like, I'm not here to tell you that you can't dream and that I'm not going to help you pursue your goals.
Okay, I think
that like if you're,
I think the way he broke it down, right? He used
like, oh, let's buy this, like, let's go buy this Benz, and I'm like, bitch, we live in
right
here. Like, I'm not buying no Benz.
So that's a good analogy because he used one saying how he not necessarily. So he was using one as a woman who has a kid, right? So he was like, if a woman has a kid,
fair,
she has to understand and have a grasp on reality that's gonna bring you down a notch in most, relationships or whatever that is dating, like whatever, understanding that it doesn't define who you are as a woman. Just know that like a lot of people ain't checking for women who got kids already. Like a lot of dudes,
I would say nowadays,
yes. Yeah, nowadays a lot of dudes not checking for women who have kids.
I also feel like that's a certain value because like you will always say like that's the high class value, and everybody's not a high class when in that 20%.
Right, and so he was just using that as an example of the grasp on reality / self-awareness that he would like a woman to have.
To know where
to know that, exactly. Even with the Benz thing,
I get it. Because I also saw on TikTok that it was just like this chick was like, look at him, now look at me, and she was not like, she was like a 4, easy 4.
Okay,
and the dude who commented was like a 4, 3, 4. So they both 4s, and she was just like, why would I waste my time with him? No,
that's a perfect example.
And it's just like, what?
Where's your grasp on reality?
Who you talking to? And then she put up another one was like, these are the guys I'm looking for, and these niggas are like 9, 10s. And I'm just like, you think this nigga about to and not treat you
exactly,
and not like dog you out? Y'all, that's perfect. You nuts.
That's perfect.
But yeah.
Okay, so no, that's good. This one I'd be curious. So ability to listen / hanging on your every word. I mean, so do
you hear me or you listening? It's a big difference.
Right. So he was using that as an example. Like he want a female to be like damn near like this. Like you feel me? Damn near taking notes when I'm talking. Like you feel me? Like
much.
I mean, I get it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just
realistic. Like,
hey, I mean, okay, so I understood where he was coming from the sense of if a woman has a level of interest in you, she's going to be hanging on to your every word as you being the leader or whatever the case may be. Depends on what y'all talking about too, right?
I mean, I don't need you to hang on to every word, but I do need.
I want you to hear me when I'm talking to you.
Need
right?
You to hear, and I need you to understand the things that we are talking about and what I'm talking about.
Right, and so he was just saying that in a sense of like, don't cut me off while I'm talking to you, and we trying to like talk about something, especially if I'm talking to you calm and we discussing something, like, you know what I'm saying, let me finish whatever it is that I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Hang on to my every word, and then you feel me, like, come in with it. So I see that, and I understand it. Silver lining sensibility. So basically, he was using this as an example of he basically said he would rather have a silver lining sensibility woman over all of this, because that's the woman who, I think he was using the glass half full, glass half empty analogy or whatever. Yeah. Basically saying he likes a woman who always kind of sees the hope in things, no matter how bad it gets, or whatever the case may be. And I like that. Like I like a woman who isn't just all
some vision. She's
who's not all doom and gloom.
I mean,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Wants someone who's gonna tell them it's never gonna work?
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, and that he was speaking from his own, you know what I'm saying, criteria and his own.
So far, this is like just super basic, bro. Like my man ain't doing nothing impressive.
Hey. So the no tattoos thing was interesting. He took it to a obviously a biblical perspective as far as not even saying that he was Christian. He said he was just a spiritual person.
But you can't say that though, because if I'm a spiritual person, you can have the triangle with the eye in it, right? The seeing eye that quote unquote opens up your third eye. That tattoo definitely represents something, and it means something that's on a different level.
So he was doing it twofold, right? He was saying how he's not saying that you can't do it, like you gonna make your own choice at the end of the day. He was basically saying like if and I understood it because I used to talk to a girl who was super tatted up, and I never really like paid attention to it. Like I always felt like she got way too many tattoos. Like if she started getting tats, well, she already had this shit, but tats on your face, all type of shit. Like it was just
different.
So that's what he was basically breaking it down. He's basically breaking it down in that way.
But,
so I understood it from a standpoint, like, cause I don't even got that many. I ain't trying to get like, I used to want like sleeves and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But then I was like, I don't really need no more. Like the last one I got, I was like 18. I was like, I haven't got one since, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm, you feel me, way past 18, you feel me? So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And then you made a comment on this one, the can't have emotional war wounds / parts of her that have been destroyed and can't be replaced.
I wouldn't say you can't, but just know where they are.
He was saying there's a difference between emotional war wounds and emotional scars.
I think that's the same. The scars are just overhealed. I mean, just from the standpoint, the war wounds is like still an open wound, like it's still a sore place. It's kind of like having a scab on one and one still actively bleeding.
Okay,
in that perspective. But it's still like.
I think it was like he was saying how like some women still carry those.
They do. Everybody does.
Carry those wounds with them.
I mean, most of these alpha males do, and that's why they treat women the way they treat them. And
good point.
It's just like you haven't got over the girl that broke your heart, so now all women are bitches and hoes, and they treat them X, Y, and Z. Like, yeah, it goes both ways. Yes, I want you to be prepared and be ready to be in a relationship with me.
Yeah.
But if we just messing around, then I don't expect you to be that full person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what this is a high list. Like, nigga, are you prepared?
It is.
Like damn.
Now, I'll share with you who it is, just because.
We got a couple minutes.
Yeah. It's it was Dr. BOA.
Beta Mill Pussy Man
Beta Mill. So no, and you gotta watch it. I'll send it to you. It was an intriguing.
He'd definitely be interesting.
It was an intriguing breakdown, and I completely understood it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us today.
I just want to say, all men want to be recognized and valued, and all women want to be. Goddamn, I missed it. It's a psychological thing, though.
Say it, please do.
I can't think of it, though.
All men want to be.
Women want to be noticed and seen. Men want to be recognized and felt valued.
Ooh, that's deep.
Not in those words exactly, but at the bottom of the day, at the end of the day, that's what it breaks down to. Men want to be valued and seen. Women want to be recognized. I think men want to be valued. Women want to be seen and recognized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense.
Volumes to both, right? Because that's what the attention-seeking situation comes from the women perspective, and all of the clout chasing. And for men, it's like, I don't really want you to do this, but I want you to know that I did this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to come fix your car, but just know that I did, and that's a manly thing for me to do. And so that's the value in it, that I have so much character behind what's behind these closed doors. But you know, it is what it is.
Let's not be remiss to miss the significance of this. Bars. I don't know. Anyway, we appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you are new to the channel, you know what I'm saying, go follow What's in It for the Black People Media Facebook page. Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken Facebook page. You feel me? Follow the IG. 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. You feel me? Go check us out on YouTube. You feel me? Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
Fly Sweater KJ.
with the hat on today. You feel me? Always got something to say.
And don't forget to also check out the other content. Check out my boy DJ on Weekho Wednesdays. Heard Wednesdays be lit.
Yeah. We got to come up here one Wednesday.
Fair is fair.
Peace, y'all.
All right.
It's Mr. Lingo himself. Hey. Cobbs on that, my nigga. Come on, let me get a piece of that slice, boy.
Shut that shit, boy. True. I ain't no rapper, though.
With great precision, like circumcision, they cut you off quick. It's hard to miss this division. In my city, it's too thick. Is that your chick? Pretty face, slim waist, bite out. Bet I can merch it. Chan dicey with the Lixie out south. Put dibs on it, cause I know I got cars. But if you stingy with the dough, it's guarantee you get robbed. Use others, probably kick a 2 or 3 flat, that's barely distant. Shot lingo is sorta different, like none other, we just gifted. Dibs. Money is the root of all evil. Knievel here to deceive you. Let's take a